Welcome to the Miracles Happen Fertility Podcast, where it's all about using the power of your mind to create hope, health, and miracles on your fertility journey. And now your host, a dash of science and a heap of spirit, Dr. Maria Rothenberger.
Hey, it's Maria Rothenberger, your host for the Miracles Happen Fertility Podcast, coming to you today from a park in my neighborhood, my town, because I felt like it today. When was the last time that you did something just because you felt like it? Give yourself permission to do that today even. But here's a drawback. You might hear some sirens in the background and some traffic because there's a bridge that goes over this river that I'm looking at. Oh, it's still serene and pretty and teeming with life. And I'm watching two squirrels play around on trees. It's lovely, even with the sirens in the background. And I'm just sitting here thinking, man, I live a privileged life, and I'm just so grateful. And hoping that you can find something, even a tiny thing, to be grateful about today. Not that implies that hard things aren't hard and that you shouldn't, quote unquote, feel pain. It's just a way to balance it out. Feel the pain and notice the beautiful. That's just a little tidbit side note today. I kind of feel like I'm rambling, and that's okay too. Hey, before I forget, go to my website, check out the free gifts. Today we're going to be talking about spirit baby stuff and how to connect with them. 3 things that you can do right now to connect with spirit baby. There is a free gift there at drmariarothenberger.com that includes 5 ways to start connecting with spirit baby today. And there are a couple other free gifts too, but go get them. I mean, shoot, they're free, right? That, heads up, does add you to my mailing list, but you can unsubscribe at any time. There is seriously zero pressure, because don't you have enough of that in your life, right? And P.S., if you like this podcast and you find the content useful, please take a moment and just rate it or subscribe, or give a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. And just sending some gratitude again for you for tuning in today. Okay, so real quick, this is a very simple system that I'm going to give you today. 3 ways to connect with spirit baby right now. Very simple ways. And you can remember it through this acronym, ACT, A-C-T. Okay, super simple. A stands for ask. Ask. You know, when I meet with people doing spirit baby work, I'm kind of surprised that they don't realize that they can just ask spirit baby to communicate with them. And you can be really specific. Now, I should be actually clear about this because babies have different ways of communicating. They have different strengths, just like all souls do, right? Like, you might have a strength in, mathematics or something, and your sibling has a strength in arts or music or something, right? Like, we all have our own strengths. Babies have their own strengths too. So if you think of the 5 senses, right? So like hearing, seeing, tasting, and so on. Babies have their own strengths with communication in those different senses. So for example, if I'm meeting with somebody that their baby wants to communicate with them, but they are really specific, like, I want to be able to hug you, then that person might feel sensations on their skin. They might feel cooling or warming or tingling or things like this. Maybe a pressure on their chest, but it feels like comforting, not anxiety pressure. It feels comforting and loving. That's baby. And we can tell the difference between those 2 sensations, by the way, right? But there are some babies who prefer to, they're very kinesthetic. They're like moving stuff. So like many babies I've talked to like to move things in the house, maybe not in front of you because it can feel a little scary if you're not down for that. But I had one client whose baby like opened drawers in the bedroom. That was like a pretty extreme example. Some babies have made pictures fall off the wall. Other babies they have a little impish spirit and they like move things. Like I know I'm cooking and I just put the butter on the counter. I know I just put it there. Now where did it go? And suddenly it's like on the other counter or still in the fridge or something, right? Like that's sometimes what babies will do. So I do encourage you to ask your baby to communicate with you, and you can be specific. Even if that baby's strength, even if you don't know what that baby's communication strength is, you can still be specific. Now, please don't expect to have a conversation with baby like you and I might have a conversation. This easy back and forth, quick thing. It might be an hour. It might be a day. It might be a few days before you get that communication back. Oftentimes what happens is that baby is communicating, but we're not noticing. And so they just keep trying until you actually do notice. So it could be that the baby is communicating immediately, but you're not noticing it until like 3 days later or something. But it will come. It will. Now, when you start getting familiar with spirit baby on the other side, you'll also get a sense of their strength, like in a different way. What am I trying to say here? Some babies are super subtle, just like we are in our human bodies, right? Some people are just really kind of in the background. They don't like to be out, seen a whole lot. I don't know if I would say shy. They're just like quiet. And so they're more subtle. So communication with those kinds of souls would be more in quiet moments. If you are if you are curious or wonder if your baby might be a sensitive soul, wait to ask for communication until you are in a still, quiet space. Okay? You'll have a higher chance of then tuning into that particular baby. Okay, so that is the first thing that you can do. Simply ask, baby, can you communicate with me today? I did that yesterday with the spirit baby in a session. For the first time ever, the baby was like, you have to go outside. And so I I had my client on my phone and I took my phone outside because this baby was like, you need to go outside. I'm going to make birds sing. And birds are very important to this person. So, and there were moments of complete silence outside. There were no birds. But when I would ask, hey, baby, can you make the birds chirp? The birds would chirp. Sometimes immediately, sometimes not. It would be like 30 seconds and then the birds would start chirping. But that's a very simple thing. You simply ask, hey, baby, can you make birds chirp? That's a specific request. Hey, baby, can you play a random song that's about such and such within the next few days? Hey, baby, can you show me repetitive numbers? You can even be specific about the numbers. Baby, can you show me specific numbers that add up to 10 or that add up to 9 today repetitively? You can be really specific. Now, it might take longer, but you can ask. Simply ask. That is the A part of ACT. Okay, the C part. The C stands for calling in. Call in your baby. One of the biggest questions that I get from folks who are really worried about spirit baby work is, what if there's no baby there? What if you don't sense anything? That hasn't happened yet for me, but I know it's coming. It's going to come someday where there's no baby there. Not to panic, not to worry. You simply call them in. There are so many souls who are not attached to parents yet. They are searching for parents. And when you have your particular vibration and you put it out there into the ether, into the fabric of our existence, quantum physics words, souls will find that. They will, it's like a beacon of light. It's like a lighthouse, that's like probing in the darkness for ships out there in the sea and calling them in. It's like that. Babies sense it, and then they move towards you, and before you know it, they're in your space, in your aura. So there is a chant that you can do to call in babies that vibrates with them specifically in the book Spirit Babies by Walter McKitchen. And I've referenced that book several times, but if you go in the show notes, you'll find it again. It's not an affiliate link or anything. It's just a really good book for spirit baby work. There are things in there that are different than how I practice. Like, for example, Walter McKitchen says that when he saw babies, he's now passed away. When he saw babies, they were in a green bubble. I don't see babies that way. Sometimes I see them that way, but not most of the time. But there is a beautiful chant that you can do. Now, sometimes chanting can feel a little awkward, but I just encourage you to play around with it and see what it feels like to you to be able to chant and call in baby. I did create a meditation, a chanting meditation to call in baby as part of my Spirit Baby training. Which, by the way, if you are interested in Spirit Baby Foundations training, it's foundational training for connecting with Spirit Baby realm. It is basic clairvoyant, clairaudient, crystal energy work, very basic information to connect to Spirit Baby realm. If you are interested in that, that is going to be starting again in April 2022. So go to drmariarothenberger.com/spiritbabytraining and just sign up there, and you'll get updated information when it's all ready to go. So, yeah, what was I saying? What was I saying? Yeah, okay, there's a chant to call in spirit babies in that book, in Walter McKitchen's book. And in that meditation that I created, that is not on my website. That is special for Spirit Baby training, but perhaps I'll create one for the general shop that I have there on my website. All kinds of meditations there. But you can just create your own. Just pick up Walter McKitchen's book, find the chapter on calling in your baby, and you can do that chat. Now, or that chant. Now, you don't need to chant. You don't need to. Babies do have a specific vibration. Again, if you put out your own vibration and baby matches with that, they will move into your energetic space. And if you are an empath or a highly sensitive person, you'll be able to feel them right away. If you're not an empath or highly sensitive person, it doesn't mean they're not there. It just means that it's a little bit more difficult for you to pick up on them. I firmly believe that everybody has psychic ability. I feel like we are educated out of it and we're just not in tune with our own psychic intuition as we should be. But I believe that everybody has the ability and we just need to hone the skill. That's why I created Spirit Baby Foundations training, because I definitely believe we all have this ability. So you can simply sit in meditation and call them in. You can create a beautiful poem or create some music that resonates with you with the intention of inviting a spirit baby into your space. When you have that intention, that is the beacon. I'm shining this light out to Spirit Baby realm, and I'm calling in a soul to be part of our incarnated family. And then you sit in a still space and you put that out there. It can be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes, it could be an hour, it doesn't matter. It could be 1 minute. You're just setting the intention to begin with. And when you do that over and over and over again, you create this intention that begins to call in baby. So recommend sitting in a still space. I recommend at least 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes sitting, saying, I'm putting my beacon out there to call in my spirit baby. You're welcome to come now. Something very simple like that. You can pick up Walter McKitchen's book, as I said, Spirit Babies, and use that specific chant in there as well, which resonates with Spirit Baby Realm. Or you just put your own energy out there and baby will come to you. Okay, so now we have these 2 parts of the 3-part act. Ask and call in. Now, what does T mean? T means trust. Trust that what you are getting is accurate. Okay, this is the hardest part of this acronym. I do 100% understand how difficult it is to trust that what you're getting is real. And believe me, I've been doing this for a while now, and I still have trouble. Like yesterday, I was sitting with a client, and it was just like a very chaotic session. Lots of edginess. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? This is a repeat client, and the energy was so different than before. And the baby just kept saying, you need to trust that what you're getting is real. You need to trust that what you're getting is real. And so I did. And I just leaned into the communication and gave the client the information that I was getting. And it's still this unsettled feeling, but I'm just leaning into the trust. So how do you trust? How do you begin to trust that what you're getting is real? Okay, I am going to suggest that you circle back to ask. So this is how this is all connected. You're going to ask, you're going to call in, you're going to trust. To trust, you circle back to ask. So, okay, you're getting information, right? Let's say, I'm going to say something random. Let's say, hey, baby, can you show me a pink truck? Okay, so then you see a pink truck. And that is, whoa, that's a trip. Oh my God. Maybe that's just coincidence, right? We all say this in the beginning. That's probably just coincidence. So then if you're like, teetering on this, is this real or the coincidence thing? Circle back to ask. Okay, baby, I saw that. I'm feeling like it might be coincidence. Can you show me X? And you ask for another thing. So that's how you begin to trust that what you're getting is real. Okay? That's how you do it. You just continue to practice. And then you build the trust. And believe me, it is not perfect. You will, even I, as just said, I struggle too sometimes. It's like, what the fuck? Is that actually real? Nah, that can't be real. But I just ask and continue to get more information and ask for more validation. That's basically what you're doing. You're asking for more validation that this is real. All right, so that is my 3-part acronym, my 3-step tool for you to begin connecting with your spirit baby right now, so that you don't need a medium. You don't need somebody to come in and tell you what the communication is. It's nice because you get that really immediate validation, right? And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to be able to invite somebody into your life to validate what you're getting. It's just not necessary, especially after a while. Let's say that you're doing this ACT method over and over, and then you invite a medium into your world and they validate what you've been getting, then you know for sure, okay, I can do this. I can communicate. It's really great. So go forth, my friend. Use the ACT method for connecting with your spirit baby, and I would love to know how it goes. I would love it. Send me an email, info@drmariarothenberger.com for an update. I do get back to all emails. It might take me a week, but I do get back to emails directly. So good luck, enjoy, and man, have some fun with it. Spirit Baby Realm is just a loving, beautiful, fun place. So have some fun with it. All right. Until next time, be well.